Alright, so I'm going to get into this one real quick here. I'm going to show you me practicing an attack. And with this particular base, I am using a siege machine. I drop a golem down the tank for the siege machine. And so I know where my golem's going to go first to that mortar. But what I want to do is put my siege machine in line towards the town hall so I can use it as a tank to get in, break walls first off, and to get in and take out as many air defenses as I can, along with the clan castle. Hopefully a queen if you can, but that's not necessary since my pups can probably take that out. But I want to get to as many air defenses as I can on this particular base. So my queen starts walking up north. I got my king funneling down at the bottom. And as soon as I see the siege machine is about to break, I drop down a rage. And so that's going to take out that eagle, which is great. And then they're actually going to take out that last air defense. So I got all the air defenses on this particular base. This wasn't a good base, but it was a great base for me to practice Lalo. And then I come in up top with my Lalo. Since I have no air defenses for my hounds to go at, my hounds are actually tanking the defenses. So yeah, this was pretty easy base designed for that. My king already took out the town hall at the bottom, and this now becomes a slow Lalo. So I use my haste spells to come in to the defenses where the hounds are tanking. So like I said, the queen is still up. She doesn't have that much health left. I come in with a heal. Usually you can use your heals around wizard towers at the end. If you have wizard towers near the end, you can use, because your balloons would have bunched up, so you can use heals for your wizard towers. And then a freeze. I have my freeze left, so I can freeze the last Inferno Tower, but I actually chose to freeze the queen so that the pups can take her out. And then you see, because of the level defenses, this actually made me look like I knew what I was doing. But yeah, just an example of some FCs that I'm doing right now with the siege machine. And yeah, I'm already hearing complaints and stuff still about the cost of the siege machine, how much the Town Hall 12s have to farm in order to get these siege machines donated for war. So yeah. But I'm going to show you what happened in the current war that I was witnessing. What up, what up, what up? Okay, just to continue on as to what I was showing before, I'm going to actually get into some replays of this current war that we're in, show you what they're doing. Of course, the siege machine helps. All the ones I'm going to be showing you do involve siege machines. So they definitely do help with these strategies. But something I want to point out is the meta that they're running. So I mean, this is just a random war match, and so what we're running is 3 Town Hall 12s, 6 Town Hall 11s, 15 Town Hall 10s, and a Town Hall 9. And how that's going to get you a good matchup is, okay, let's start at the top again. 3 Town Hall 12s. So since you got 3 Town Hall 12s, you want to double that for the next Town Hall below that. So 3 Town Hall 12s. So now you want to have at least 6 Town Hall 11s. And then the same thing for that. Since you got 6 Town Hall 11s, you want to have at least 12 Town Hall 10s, right? And in this case, we got 15 of them, and then we got 1 Town Hall 9. And that's how you can force yourself to get into a good matchup. Now, based on that matchup, I mean that meta that they ran, we end up matching with 5 Town Hall 12s and 6 versus their 6 Town Hall 11s. They had 10 Town Hall 10s and 4 Town Hall 9s. Now, look at what they did. They had 5 12s. They didn't double that as far as Town Hall 11s because they put in more Town Hall 9s. You know what I'm saying? They didn't double that. Now, and the same thing went with the from their 11s to their 10s. They only went with 10 Town Hall 10s, and so that's how they end up getting mismatched with us. And of course, as a result, we won. So just wanted to put that out there real quick. So let's get into what happened here. I'm just gonna show you a few attacks. This one here is a 12v12, and I'm gonna try to do these quick and then double speed so this video isn't too long, but it's something to pay attention to. So this is a 12v12. Okay, our number 3 versus their number 3, and this is a take on. This is not Bow Witch. This is a old meta where they used to do a short queen walk into a bowler attack. And that's what's happening here. I believe he comes in on the top on this one. Also, let me note, this particular base was hit a couple times by scouts, typically, and the reason why you run the meta that you run, right? So we got 15 Town Hall 10s, right? So if we get Town Hall 10s to get 10v10s, then they can scout up and start hitting Town Hall 11s to see where traps are, see what's the best way to come into a base, based on how the next person, the higher person, want to hit it. So this base here was hit a couple times for scouts, different ways. I think someone tried a Laloon on it, but this guy Paul, he didn't want to do an air, so he had the previous guy that hit it with a ground, so he can check some stuff, as far as ground traps and whatnot. So based on the scout, and he directed how he wanted the scout to come in. Based on how the scout was done, he came in right behind it and then ended up getting the 3-star. So, yeah. So again, like I said, it's a short queen walk, just basically creating a funnel with his queen. Right? See, once you take out that army camp, everything's going to start walking down here. Yeah. So just clearing all of that out. Notice what he's doing on the bottom also. He was clearing out that elixir collector so that everything can come in. He uses his siege machine as a wall break, so he doesn't need to bring in a wall breaker, and he doesn't need to bring in a second jump because the siege machine is going to come in the first one, and based on the defense that are left, he knows the siege machine is going to get further than this second wall. Okay, he brought a jump just in case the siege machine went down prior to getting through that third wall, right? But it did. It got through the third wall because it wasn't too many defenses. The bowlers came in behind it and was tearing everything up. So this went better already than the previous scout had done. So now he get to use his jump on the back end. So he's raging up all those bowlers and whatnot. They're going to take out that eagle. Once they took out that eagle, it was pretty much done. Especially this, you got all these giants, all these bowlers, and the Inferno's on single. Still has, he just popped the king ability, still has the queen ability. Still has a jump and a rage. So bam, now he gets to use the jump on the back end. And of course with this strategy, it's all about spell placement and whatnot. But he got a lot of value in the beginning just off the queen walk based on how this base is. And this is an old meta base. And then there goes the swag rage. Okay, let me show you another one. Was this? Yeah, this was also another 12v12. Same guy too. Paul does a lot of the cleanups, and doesn't necessarily get all 3 stars at the top, but a lot of the 11s that hit up are getting good 2 stars against these bases. So the good attackers, and that's another thing, they don't base their attacks based on where they rank, how they're ranked on the war map. There's guys that can be probably down at 25, and I mean not 25 that low since this is a 25 or 25 war, but let's say the lowest Town Hall 11 is like 11, right? And number 11 can hit up to number 3 if they're that damn good. They just based on what they're good at. So this is also a pretty low walled base. defenses are maxed. Again, it's the Town Hall 12, so they got maxed defenses and what is that? Low heroes, whatnot. I'm gonna double this. Same type of strategy, similar strategy. Does a short queen walk. Now he's gonna come in with some witches, giants, to tank, and then the bowlers on the bottom. And then what I noticed, and you've seen on my thing, is they use now, since they nerfed that siege machine, they use a golem to tank for the siege machine so that the siege machine can get in a little further. Because the siege machine will go down fast if you're using the siege machine as a tank as well as a wall breaker. So they bring in a golem to tank for the siege machine. So basically you got two tanks in the beginning. Yeah, so that's that one. Now I'm going to show you a couple 11 versus 11s, and now let's go down here to number 7. Number 7 is an 11 versus 11 attack. And this here is also a similar style attack. You see the 10 giants in the camp, 21 bowlers, and he's using the siege machine. I'm not sure what's in the siege machine. I think he had Valkyries in the siege machine. But similar style base to that 12v12 that we saw at the top. And because that was done, they knew how to attack this one. Because Paul got the 3-star against that number 3, similar base to this, basically the 11 can just copy the same strategy. And that's exactly what he did. And it also, this was an example of watching replays and stuff too, before you attack. If there's replays available, you have to watch and study those replays. But like I said, basically the same thing. Look, he's going to come down here and take out this these collectors. Bam, that keeps the funnel going in. Siege machine, giants. He's using giants as a tank instead of a golem for the siege machine, probably just to give more targets for those expos. Lower walls, so this siege machine's actually going to go in further. He pops his ability, his warden ability, for everything, including the siege machine. Rage. Look, once the siege machine touches the clan castle, if it had make it that far, then it opens up on its own. Valkyries quickly took out the rest of that core. Look, he just like the other one, he has a rage and a jump available. So where's the jump going? Right up here, just like the last attack. He's going to try to swag his jump spell, his rage spell as well. Look, they're pretty much following the same pattern. Okay, so he used his rage spell on the back end, because this is an 11v11. Yep. All right. What's the next one I was using? Number 8. Let's just go down one more to number 8. See, their number 4 is hitting this one. And this is another 11v11. We've seen a base like this before, right? Something to watch to see how to take it out. Of course, this is a siege machine as well. This is a ground that they're going in on. And they were using grounds on this just based on the matchup and the style of bases that they were going against. So they started pulling out old styles, using the siege machine with it. I seen one nice Goho attack and stuff, with it as well, because of the bases. So he didn't use a tank for his siege machine. And you're going to see, if you pay attention to the siege machine, how it's about to go down. So he knew it was going to go down, so he popped his rage over the siege machine, and that was going to raise the clan castle troops that came out. And he popped his warden ability. Look how far in those Valkyries made it. They're going straight to that next, what was that, Inferno. Took that Inferno out. And then here comes the bowlers behind it. Now the queen still has a couple healers on her, and she's going to pretty much start the cleanup from the outside. Bowler's going taking advantage of that last rage. Let's fast forward this. That cannon's doing a lot of good damage there. Going to take out those last bowlers. So now he needs his queen, which she ended up doing, of course, is a 3-star because she hasn't even used her ability yet. His queen is going to walk the rest of this base on the outside and clean everything else up. He took care of everything in the middle with the bowlers and the and that's they call this a what do you call this, a falcon. This is a falcon attack. Doesn't have, well, I guess it would be a cherry pop if you want to look it up on YouTube. I think this is called a cherry pop because it doesn't have any hogs and for the back end. All right, the next one I want to show you is 10v10, number 12. Again, yes, they are using siege machines, and yes, we know that they help. And this goes to the kind of attack that I showed you that I was practicing. So uses a wizard to create a funnel up top, and then comes the siege machine, and behind the siege machine, I'm going to fast forward some of this, behind the siege machine comes his heroes, okay? Raises up his heroes, takes out and poisons the CC, takes out the CC, and the object of this is to get at least 1 AD. If you can get 2 ADs, that's great, but he got 1 AD and an Inferno, so that's just as equal. Comes in quickly with haste spells to get to those ADs in the beginning. Uses a heal and rage over that last Inferno, and that was a low-grade Inferno. Sometimes they bring freezes. Now, and he's just trying to haste past these damn skellies for cleanup. But if those skellies had taken his balloons down, he had plenty of pups and minions, you know, for cleanup to take those skellies out as well, which they're finna come over and do. Take out those skellies and then finish up the last buildings. And the last one I want to show you is number 13. Similar attack. This guy had to use a boost for his attack because he doesn't have max troops yet, so he used boosts, a lab boost, power boost. Again, for this one, because it's a 10v10, doesn't have that extra, you know, a lot of that extra space, so he doesn't stick a golem in front of the siege machine. But again, you want to path the siege machine between towards, you want to see where the town hall is because that's where it's going, and then you want to place it so it's going to take out as much defenses, and he put a hound in his. He's going to take out as much defenses as it can on its way to the town hall. And if you're doing air attack, you want to try to take it into a path of air defenses. And you see on this one, he came in with a lot of rages and heals, rages and heals. Finally gets that last hound to pop, but he has another AD up and a wizard tower he was dealing with. But once he gets to that AD, that last AD up there, you know, that archer tower isn't going to be an issue. The splash damage is gone. He still has his queen up. You gotta fast forward through this. So, I mean, this is stuff that I would work on without the siege machine. I would use maybe a golem in the for a clan castle request. I would start with low defenses practicing, because I started on practicing against Town Hall 10s because I haven't done air in a long time. So I started with Town Hall 10s, and then now I'm working my way up against Town Hall 11s. So just wanted to share my journal for the day. Keep spirits up. Till next time, this Shadow out.
I got some dirty shit to pick up at the dry cleaner. I got a tidy bitch to pick up, I got love Selena. Shawty hop up in the whip, but I ain't never seen her. Shawty love the way I whip it in a 2-seater.